Give us a bit more insights on how some of these things can happen. When I joined from our Pretoria studios by independent crime analyst Dr. Chris de Kock. Dr. de Kock, thanks very much indeed for joining us. I'm sure that you must be like a lot of citizens when they hear stories of a place such as the State Security Agency being breached. It's a great worry.
Well, I think it's more than a great worry. It's actually quite shocking. Not only because that we expect that the security should be unbreakable, it should be impenetrable, but it is also shocking because of the consequences of a break-in like that. Let's start with the consequences. It may be that a lot of money, the information is still not very clear, but it seems that a lot of money have disappeared again for the second time in a few years. But also, and even more important than the money that was taken, is the documents which was stolen. If these documents are documents about organized crime, about undercover organized crime projects, then this is indeed serious, because in projects like that there are agents, there are undercover agents, people who infiltrate organized syndicates nationally and internationally. And if those documents land in the wrong hands, then it can clearly reveal the identity of some of those agents, and then those people's lives are in danger. So this is a very serious consequences. If the documents is of a political nature, it is just as serious for this country and for political stability in our country, because we know there is some infighting in our politics, unfortunately, for the last decade or more. And if these documents refer to any of those issues, then it can be used by certain factions. So it's not only that there is a break-in at a very top security institution, but it is the consequences which are worrying me much more.
I can only imagine that we see a lot of private offices using biometrics and high-level security. One would think that at the State Security Agency you're using the best, and it's not very easy to walk around that building unnoticed and unseen. It does point to, I suppose, collusion with people inside the agency.
Well, I thought, when I thought about this, I thought that I've even at my house, at my private residency, it seems I've got better security than the state the State Security Agency, because even if you take the cameras, even if there's cameras and that is then taken by the thieves to prevent anybody to see who is this thieves, there are cameras these days which send a signal to an ops room in the State Security Agency or to an outside security ops room, which can't be, even if you take the cameras, then you will even have better footage of those people taking the cameras. So it's strange that the State Security Agency doesn't have these things which ordinary homeowners have in their house.
And
then also the fact that the guard, it seems the information indicate that the guard or guards were not on duty. Now that is very strange. And also in that building, or in the State Security Agency as I know it, the bit that I know about it, because it is so secure, it's not a case of one layer of security. You go into the building and then you get to the safe and then you open the safe. It is a case that there is different layers of security with guards at each layer. Now I assume these documents and money would be kept right in the middle of all of these layers of security.
And I would imagine, just to open doors, you need either a biometric or a card or something to swipe. It's not just a question of just pulling the door open.
No, I found it a little bit laughable, because it is just not a case that you go and you walk into this building. I can assure you that that can't be the case, that you walk into an intelligence building, a building with very sensitive information, and also these monies which are used in certain projects and so on, and that you can just walk in, and that you can even open the safe without a key or without a code, and that you can get your documents and walk out. That is just impossible, and I am sure that what you have referred to, that this may be a inside, that there have to be some inside involvement, look to me a real possibility.
All right. What would you like the State Security Minister to say to the public? Because I would be quite scared if the people that are supposed to be there looking out for us are vulnerable themselves.
Well, I think that the State Security Minister should at least ensure the public of a very proper investigation. Why were the guards not there? Why could people just walk in? If it was an inside job, what is the progress? There was this high-level panel on the situation in the State Security Agency, and the infights that we had, the political infights that we had in the State Security Agency. Now, what is the progress with the implementation of that report of the high panel on the State Security Agency of, I think it was Minister or the ex-Minister Sidney Mufamadi? Where do we stand with the implementation of that? Or is these conflicts still raging on? Because this can have devastating effect on South Africa.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it. Dr. de Kock, always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much indeed for your insights. That's Dr. Chris de Kock, an independent crime analyst, showing some concern, like most citizens, I guess at this time, hearing about the breach at the State Security Agency office.